As Dr. Alan Mandell, let me talk to you heart to heart today about something deeply important, something that affects millions of people around the world, especially as we get older. Many people are surprised to learn that heart attacks and strokes happen most often in the early morning hours, just after waking up. This is not a coincidence, and understanding why this happens can literally save your life. More importantly, learning how to prevent it can give you peace of mind, strength, and confidence as you move through your day and through your life. Heart attacks and strokes occur most often in the morning because the body naturally shifts into a state of heightened alertness as it wakes up, and this transition places sudden pressure on the cardiovascular system, especially in older adults or those with existing health concerns. During the early morning hours, stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline rise sharply to help the body become active and focused. But these same hormones also cause blood vessels to tighten and the heart to pump harder. As blood pressure increases and the heart rate speeds up, the arteries must work harder to deliver oxygen, rich blood throughout the body, and if those arteries are already narrowed or inflamed due to years of poor diet, inactivity, chronic stress, or metabolic imbalance, the strain can become overwhelming. At the same time, the blood itself becomes more prone to clotting in the morning, a natural survival mechanism designed to prevent bleeding injuries during activity, but this thickened blood can be dangerous when circulation is compromised. Overnight dehydration further worsens the situation because the body has gone many hours without water, making the blood more concentrated and sluggish, reducing smooth flow through the vessels and increasing the risk of blockages. For many people, the morning routine adds even more stress to this vulnerable period. Jumping out of bed, rushing to get ready, checking stressful news, or experiencing anxiety about the day ahead can cause a sudden spike in blood pressure that the heart is not prepared to handle. In individuals with plaque buildup in the arteries, this rapid increase in pressure can cause plaques to rupture, triggering a clot that blocks blood flow to the heart or brain, leading to a heart attack or stroke. Poor sleep quality also plays a role, as inadequate or restless sleep prevents the blood vessels from fully relaxing and repairing overnight, leaving them stiff and less adaptable to morning changes. Blood sugar imbalances, common in older adults, can further increase inflammation and clot risk in the early hours, making mornings a critical danger zone for those who are not metabolically stable. This is why so many cardiac events happen shortly after waking rather than later in the day, not because the body is weak, but because it is undergoing a powerful transition that demands flexibility, hydration, and calm. Understanding this process removes fear and replaces it with awareness, because once you know that the morning surge is predictable, you can learn to soften its impact through lifestyle choices that support the heart. The key message is that the morning does not create disease, it reveals vulnerability, and when the body is supported with proper habits, this same morning transition can become a time of balance, strength, and protection rather than danger. Dehydration and rushing immediately after waking place unnecessary strain on the heart and blood vessels, turning an already sensitive time of day into a period of increased cardiovascular risk, especially for older adults. During sleep, the body naturally loses water through breathing and perspiration, and since no fluids are consumed for many hours, the blood becomes thicker and more concentrated by morning. This thicker blood moves more slowly through the arteries, increasing resistance and making it easier for clots to form, particularly in vessels that may already be narrowed or stiff from age, inflammation, or long-term lifestyle habits. When circulation is sluggish, the heart must work harder to push blood through the body, raising blood pressure at a time when stress hormones are already elevated. If a person jumps out of bed and immediately begins moving quickly, the sudden change in posture and activity can cause abrupt shifts in blood pressure and heart rate, which may overwhelm a cardiovascular system that has not yet adjusted. Rushing also activates the nervous system into a fight or flight state, releasing adrenaline that tightens blood vessels and further thickens the blood, compounding the risk. Many people begin their mornings with mental stress, worrying about responsibilities, checking alarming news, or feeling anxious about the day ahead, and this emotional rush has a direct physical impact on the heart and arteries. The simple act of slowing down upon waking allows the body to transition more smoothly, giving the heart time to adapt to the natural morning rise in hormones and blood pressure. Drinking water soon after waking is one of the most effective and overlooked ways to protect the heart, as hydration thins the blood, improves circulation, and supports oxygen delivery to vital organs. Even mild dehydration has been shown to increase cardiovascular strain, making this small habit incredibly powerful. Sitting at the edge of the bed, taking a few slow deep breaths, and gently moving the body before standing can prevent sudden drops or spikes in blood pressure and reduce dizziness, palpitations, and strain on the heart. This calm approach signals safety to the nervous system, helping blood vessels relax instead of constrict. Over time, consistently practicing a slow, hydrated morning routine retrains the body to handle transitions with greater ease and resilience. The heart thrives on rhythm, not shock, and when mornings are approached with patience instead of urgency, the risk of dangerous events is significantly reduced. What seems like a minor change, such as pausing breathing and drinking water, can have a profound protective effect on cardiovascular health. Turning mornings from a hidden threat into a foundation of daily heal, gentle morning movement plays a powerful role in protecting the heart and brain because it helps the body ease into activity rather than shocking the cardiovascular system during its most vulnerable transition of the day. After waking, blood pressure, heart rate, and stress hormones are already rising, and adding sudden intense exertion can push the heart beyond what it is prepared to handle, especially in older adults or those with underlying conditions. Light movements such as slow walking, easy stretching, controlled breathing, tai chi, or gentle yoga allows blood vessels to gradually open and circulation to improve without triggering excessive strain. As muscles begin to move, they act like natural pumps, helping blood return to the heart more efficiently and reducing pressure on the arterial walls. This smooth increase in circulation lowers the likelihood of clot formation by keeping blood flowing freely and evenly through the body. Gentle movement also lowers cortisol and adrenaline levels by calming the nervous system, shifting the body out of fight or flight mode and into a state of balance and control. This hormonal calming effect is especially important in the morning when stress hormones naturally peak. Unlike intense workouts that can cause spikes in blood pressure, light exercise supports a steady rhythm that the heart prefers, reinforcing safety and stability rather than urgency. Over time, consistent gentle movement improves flexibility in the arteries, enhances oxygen delivery, and strengthens the heart muscle without overloading it. Morning walks and fresh air also improve lung function and promote better blood oxygenation, which further supports brain and heart health. There's also a mental and emotional benefit, as calm movement clears the mind, reduces anxiety, and creates a sense of confidence and control that carries throughout the day. This positive emotional state has direct physiological benefits, lowering inflammation and supporting healthy blood vessel function. Gentle movement does not require special equipment, long durations, or physical perfection, making it accessible and sustainable for people of all ages. Even 5 to 10 minutes of slow, intentional movement can significantly improve circulation and set a protective tone for the rest of the day. The key is consistency rather than intensity, as the heart responds best to regular, moderate stimulation instead of occasional extremes. When the body learns that mornings are safe, calm, and supported, it adapts by responding with smoother blood flow, lower pressure, and improved resilience. Gentle movement becomes a daily signal of care and respect for the heart, transforming mornings into a time of nourishment rather than risk and reinforcing the truth that lasting health is built through simple, mindful habits practiced every day. A heart-healthy lifestyle built on quality sleep, anti-inflammatory nutrition, and reduced intake of sugar and processed foods creates a strong foundation that protects the blood vessels from the dangerous strain that often appears in the morning hours. When sleep is deep and consistent, the nervous system calms, stress hormones fall, and the arteries are given time to relax and repair from the wear of the previous day. Poor or irregular sleep keeps cortisol elevated, raises blood pressure, and leaves the blood vessels stiff and less responsive when the body wakes up, increasing the risk of morning heart attacks and strokes. Going to bed at the same time each night, limiting late-night screen exposure, and creating a calming pre-sleep routine allows the heart to fully rest and prepare for the natural hormonal rise that occurs in the morning. Nutrition plays an equally critical role because the foods consumed daily directly affect inflammation, blood thickness, and arterial flexibility. Diets rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, healthy fats, and clean sources of protein provide antioxidants and minerals that protect the lining of the arteries and support stable blood pressure. In contrast, excess sugar and refined carbohydrates cause rapid spikes in blood glucose and insulin, which damage blood vessels over time and promote chronic inflammation that narrows arteries. Highly processed foods often contain unhealthy fats and excess sodium that stiffen blood vessels and increase fluid retention, placing additional pressure on the heart during vulnerable morning transitions. Consistently choosing real, nutrient-dense foods helps keep blood thinner and more fluid, reducing the likelihood of clot formation. This nutritional balance also supports healthy cholesterol levels, preventing plaque buildup that can rupture under sudden morning pressure. Lifestyle habits such as regular meal timing, avoiding heavy late-night eating, and allowing the body time to digest before sleep further protect cardiovascular function. When the body is not burdened by inflammation, sugar crashes, or digestive stress, the morning rise in blood pressure becomes smoother and safer. Over time, these habits improve metabolic health, enhance insulin sensitivity, and reduce systemic stress on the heart. The heart responds not to occasional perfection but to daily patterns, and every good night of sleep and every nourishing meal adds another layer of protection. A heart-healthy lifestyle does not require extremes or deprivation, only consistency and awareness. By aligning sleep and nutrition with the body's natural rhythms, the cardiovascular system becomes stronger, calmer, and more resilient, allowing mornings to unfold with stability rather than strain and turning long-term prevention into a natural result of everyday choices. Chronic stress and a negative mindset quietly but powerfully damage the heart over time, often without obvious warning signs, making them major contributors to heart attacks and strokes, especially in the morning when the body is already under hormonal pressure. When stress becomes a constant part of daily life, the nervous system remains locked in a fight or flight state, continuously releasing cortisol and adrenaline that tighten blood vessels, raise blood pressure, and increase heart rate. This prolonged tension prevents the arteries from fully relaxing, leading to stiffness and inflammation that make them vulnerable to sudden pressure changes after waking. A negative mindset filled with fear, worry, anger, or hopelessness amplifies this physiological stress, as the brain does not distinguish between real threats and perceived ones, triggering the same harmful responses in the body. Over time, this emotional strain thickens the blood, disrupts blood sugar balance, and accelerates plaque buildup, all of which increase the likelihood of a morning cardiovascular event. In contrast, relaxation and emotional balance act as powerful protective forces for the heart. Simple practices such as slow breathing, meditation, prayer, or moments of quiet reflection send signals of safety to the nervous system, allowing blood vessels to widen and blood pressure to fall. Gratitude shifts focus away from fear and toward appreciation, lowering stress hormones and improving heart rate variability, a key marker of cardiovascular resilience. Social connection also plays a vital role, as meaningful relationships reduce loneliness and provide emotional support that calms the heart and mind. Even brief positive interactions can lower stress and improve circulation. Developing a habit of pausing in the morning, breathing deeply, and setting a calm intention for the day can dramatically soften the natural morning surge of stress hormones. Over time, a positive mindset does not mean ignoring challenges but responding to them with steadiness rather than panic. The heart thrives in an environment of safety, trust, and purpose, and emotional well-being directly influences physical health. Studies have shown that people with optimism and a sense of meaning have lower rates of heart disease and recover more quickly from cardiac events. As we age, nurturing mental and emotional health becomes just as important as diet and exercise. By choosing calm over chaos, gratitude over fear, and connection over isolation, the internal environment shifts in favor of healing. Stress may be unavoidable, but how it is processed determines its impact on the heart, and when the mind learns to rest, the heart follows, becoming stronger, steadier, and better protected against the silent dangers of morning cardiovascular strain. Consistent daily habits and awareness of the body's signals give older adults a powerful sense of control over their heart health, transforming prevention from a distant idea into a lived experience practiced every day. The heart responds best to rhythm and routine, and when healthy actions are repeated consistently, the cardiovascular system adapts by becoming more resilient and efficient. Small daily choices such as waking calmly, drinking water, moving gently, eating nourishing foods, and managing stress may seem simple, but over time they create profound protection against heart attacks and strokes. Body awareness is especially important because early warning signs often appear subtly, and recognizing them can make the difference between timely care and serious harm. Sensations such as unusual fatigue, chest tightness, shortness of breath, lightheadedness, jaw discomfort, or unexplained arm pain should never be ignored, particularly in the morning when the body is most vulnerable. Listening to these signals without fear but with respect empowers individuals to seek help early and avoid catastrophic outcomes. Consistency also builds confidence, reducing anxiety around heart health and replacing it with trust in one's daily routine. As habits become ingrained, they reduce the body's stress response, stabilize blood pressure, and support smoother circulation during morning transitions. Prevention is not about perfection or rigid control, but about aligning daily actions with the body's natural needs. Older adults often believe it is too late to make a difference, but the body has a remarkable ability to adapt and heal at any age when given supportive conditions. Each healthy day builds upon the last, gradually reversing damage caused by years of neglect or stress. Awareness also extends beyond physical sensations to emotional and mental states, recognizing how stress, fear, or exhaustion affect the heart. By responding with rest, calm breathing, or connection rather than pushing through, the heart is protected from unnecessary strain. Empowerment comes from understanding that health is not dictated by genetics or age alone, but by daily participation in one's own well-being. When prevention becomes a habit rather than an emergency response, fear loses its grip and confidence grows. The morning, once seen as a time of risk, becomes a symbol of renewal and self-care. Through consistency and awareness, older adults reclaim authority over their health, proving that strength, vitality, and protection are built not through drastic measures, but through mindful choices repeated day after day, allowing the heart to function with stability, grace, and enduring resilience. Remember this: heart attacks and strokes happen more often in the morning, not because mornings are dangerous, but because the body is vulnerable during transition. When you learn how to support that transition with hydration, gentle movement, healthy food, restful sleep, stress reduction, and a calm, positive mindset, you shift the odds dramatically in your favor. Every morning is a new opportunity, an opportunity to care for your heart, to respect your body, and to choose habits that build strength instead of fear. Take it one breath, one step, and one day at a time. Your heart has carried you this far. Now it's time to return the favor.